What is up? What is up? What is up? My name is Liam Murphy. We're here today to party. We're drafting my 149th Best Ball Mania 4 team. You can only draft 150, so this is my second to last one. Also, hopefully, we are celebrating crossing the 3,000 subscriber barrier. Gonna try to hold on as long as I can. 149 here. Might get a top half of the draft pick. Might as well take my guy, Stephon Diggs here. I think he's gonna be, if Kincaid and Davis and Cook aren't getting a lot of fantasy points, it's because they are decoys for a absolutely massive Stephon Diggs season. Did not let you guys know what's coming here. Just jumped in this one impromptu. Catching a couple red badgers in here. Let me pull up my YouTube to show you guys that we are oh so close to the 3,000 subscribers. We're at 290, 2992. So we need 8 more wonderful souls on this Saturday here to join the movement. Help me cross 3K. I think we can. Let's see. Subscribers. See live count. Well, we're 294. Wow, we're coming in here, guys. Help me cross this barrier. Get this party started. I can see some of you were saving this. Yes, you can see my $40 I've made on YouTube. What up, Tyler? Happy Saturday. It's a party. So, looks like we did not get a shot at Cooper Kupp. Good consolation prize is Tony Pollard. Honestly, I've been passing on Kupp for Pollard, who I think could finish as RB1 this year pretty easily. Pretty easily. It would be a real party if we get Josh Allen in the third round here. There was like a weird stretch where you could do that. Oh, 2995. Let's update it. We're going to update this shit live for the chat. Labor Day plans. Well, Tyler, it may shock you that my Labor Day plans are not the most healthy. I'm going to go out to lunch, dinner, I don't know, whatever people call it, at 4 p.m. My uncle and aunt are in town. My parents live close, so I'm going to go out with them. Me and the girlfriend and them are going to go out. And I recently crossed 50 in the DK Millie. So why am I getting questions of Sean, dog? We're not talking about politics here. I don't know anything about RFK. 2995, guys. Come on, 5 of you kind souls out there. Please subscribe. So yeah, I did probably about 25 DK drafts between yesterday and this morning in the DK Millie. So ideally, I do at least 40 teams. It's not fun, man. It's not fun. We did not get Josh Allen. The casuals are out in spades. Not me saying this. Not me saying this. Diggs, Pollard. Could be the nuts. You don't know. I'm not with you on this, Chris. I'm a big Calvin Ridley guy. Chris says, people drafted Ridley in the 2-3 turn. Love to throw away money. We love to see it. I think Ridley could smash. Oh, we're at 2998. Let's get a pick here. I really got my exposure to Gibbs in the 50s, early in draft cycles, but we're going to take another share here. Recent reports to be deployed creatively. Who knows what that means? Wide receiver, red zone usage. I don't know. Dallas and Detroit play each other week 17. Let's update this little thing here. We only need 2. Oh, we only need 1. Come on now. One of you. I know at least half of you do not subscribe for some reason. What are you doing? Watching the content every day and not hitting your boy with a subscription? What up, Larry? Smash it. Hey! Or as we like to say, oh, are you serious? Who's the jokester? Resubscribe, please. I'm gonna end the stream if you don't resubscribe. Like, okay. We got some haters, guys. We got some haters. What up, Quantum? Thanks for joining the movement. I'm gonna say we reached it. Whatever. We'll get it. We'll get them in the long run, guys. Even if some jokesters out there don't want to see me have any fun. I've noticed my hater brigade is growing on Twitter. Unsurprised they're muted. I don't understand why people get so mad. You know, like I tweet mostly about fantasy football. Literally don't understand it, but you know, mental health is low. Let's go Mike Williams. I've always been a Mike Williams guy at heart. Pull up a tweet here for you guys. A couple news to discuss. Hit the retweet on this, get some more in here. So in my one home league, which is my cousin. Hey, we're back there. We're back. Thank you guys. Seriously, thank you for everyone who subscribed along the way. 3K, we're not done there. We're now taking our goals to bigger heights, guys. We're on the road to 5K. We're on the road to 5K. The work doesn't stop here. So what I was going to say is, yeah, when I won BBM2 for $1,001, I was on my cousin's bachelor party, who's really closer to like a brother to me. We grew up in the same town. And I've tried to get like a fantasy league going with those guys a couple of years, you know, and whatever. Finally, we got a fantasy league going, and it's literally a 4-man league. It's awful. It's not fun at all, and there's no prize. It's just a punishment where if you lose, you have to display Dan Bilzerian's autobiography on your coffee table at home, unironically. And you can see he texted the group, my friend here, I cannot become a dad to a baby girl and still have this book. And like these chapters are absolutely killing me. Chapter 1, prison. Chapter 2, time is money. That one's like normal. Chapter 3, Ernie. Don't know what that means. Chapter 4, Big Dan. Chapter 5, losing my virginity. Chapter 8, first fight. Chapter 14, Tijuana steroids. Just absolutely an absurd book. We're at 301, guys. We're at 301. We're at 302. Thank you for everyone. You're on the right side of history. This has got to be a get your guys draft. Darren Waller is one of my guys this year. Am I thrilled taking Darren Waller in the 5th round when I was taking him in the 7th? Not exactly, but whatever. It's not the biggest deal in the world. Maybe those teams that have cheap Darren Waller have bad playoff pods. If this channel gets too big, we won't be able to galaxy like we used to be. What do you mean, Randazzler? The flute's not going anywhere, man. What up, Miles? What up, Brock? Hope you're doing well too. 149, let's go. Appreciate you, Brandon. Don't know if I'm going to subscribe 150. Might just keep 150 to myself. Probably join a late night stream. Underdog is at it is at 93.4% filled. So let me let you guys into a little trick of the trade here. Most people think, oh, Labor Day is the softest day of the year, and they get in there on Saturdays, the best ball grinders. The truth is, the normies on Saturday, they're out touching grass. They're out on their boats. They're out enjoying their weekend. They just finished a long work week. They're not in best ball drafts. What happens is those guys get absolutely smashed on Saturday. Now it's Sunday. What happened Sunday? Now they're hungover. And all the best ball grinders, they're burnt out a little bit from Saturday because they did too many drafts. Really, they're just swapping EV with each other on Saturday and Sunday. Sunday and Monday, those are the real windows to attack some drafts. Let's get to some of these comments, guys. Appreciate you, Quantum. Need the flutes of vibes today? Oh, Miles, say less. I see the clock ticking. I'm not worried. All right. What do we got here? We got a little balanced start. We could go Gabe Davis. We could go James Cook. We could go JSN. We're going to go Gabe Davis. We got the Diggs Gabe Davis without Josh Allen. We got a lot of week 13 buys. Not a concern. Half the league's on bye week 13. We got 2 anchor running backs here. 3 solid wideouts. An elite tight end. We like the build. Am I playing any of the new contests? What up, though? Once I finish BBM4 and the DK Millie, I think I might focus my sights on weekly winners. There's literally no shortage to what you can do in Draftland if you want to draft infinitely, which we'll see. I don't think I'm going to go crazy, but I could see myself. We're going to get a puppy 4. So I really want to try to bang out these DK Millies so that with the puppy 4, I might just enter like 20 at a time and try to 150 that if they have a juicy first place prize there. That'd be sick, Paul. Thank you, Matt, man. Appreciate it. Am I going to do an exposures review when done drafting? Yes, Greg, I will. Once the contest fills, that's when I post my top 10. I debated posting a thread of all 32 teams with my exposure to every single team, but honestly, that's too much work. So we're just going to stick to I post the top 10 of each position. We'll go live too, maybe after that Thursday night game. And if there's any specific players you guys have questions about, we'll do a little exposure review. We're not going to abandon best ball like some people do. We're not abandoning it mid-season. We're here to stay. We're here to learn over the course of the season. So if you are a true best ball degenerate and you want to talk best ball during the season, my channel will be a place to do that. Going to have rotating guests on, yada, yada, yada. I don't understand the correlation here, quantum, but I love it. I also love chess and have an engineering degree. So for me, honestly, I don't go based on ADP. All right. We don't have a ton of Goddard. So we're going to get a Goddard Waller here, a little double elite tight end, if you would. It's also nice where most of those Waller teams took Waller at this ADP, so they probably don't also have Goddard. A way to think through of how to get unique on those teams. Thank you, Ball's Life. Probably release Puppy 4 tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know when they're going to release it. Probably tomorrow would make sense, though. Where have I heard that they were going to getting a pup before? From Underdog itself. They tweeted it out on their main account. What up, Johnny? Bully tight end. Larry did not like how I phrased it. ADP is a social construct. Amen. Got 100 of you on this fine Sunday afternoon. If you did anything fun for Labor Day chat, let me know. Let me know what sick plans you guys got. Maybe you'll give me some ideas. Do I think there's an identical team in BBM4, all 18 picks the same? I've thought about this before, Chris. The answer is probably not. And even if there was, it doesn't matter because it's very unlikely they're going to be in the same playoff pod together. So, like, even if there was like one or two, which I don't know, someone smarter than me could tell us the odds. It's probably like similar odds to like drafting the perfect bracket in the NCAA. Home league draft Tuesday night. Absolutely unload on them, Ball's Life. All right, we are at pick 89. This is not my favorite list of players. Honestly, I don't like Sutton too much. Rarely draft him, but with Jerry Jeudy questionable how long he's playing this season, I think he makes sense on a team. Needs wide receivers. The Chargers and the Broncos do play each other week 17. The running backs felt like a reach. So no court, could have reached on like a Richardson or someone there, but we're going here. You do feel at times you've drafted the same teams? Yeah, I mean, I've drafted similar teams, but not all the picks the same. Tyler's plans are getting lunch, pool day, cardio, and some BBMs maybe. Sounds like a great day, man. Scarecrow says he's cranking out his 17 BBM 4s. I don't watch college ball, Brandon. Appreciate you, Tyler. Appreciate you, man. LFG, LFG. Now I don't need to retire from YouTube. I was sweating. I wasn't sure if we were going to get there. Any thoughts on Cole Turner? He will be outplaying Logan Thomas by the end of the year. Yeah, Larry, this is a situation where I've been a little paralyzed, because I could really see it going one of two ways. I could see Cole Turner. I like Cole Turner quite a bit in managed, where if he's a 0, it doesn't matter, and you're going to get clarity week 1. I think some coach speak have been that Logan Thomas would resume tight end 1 if once he's healthy, which is supposed to be week 1. And so I don't know. I think he's like a fine guy to mix in late. I still think Logan Thomas is fine mixing in late too, but not my favorite spot. All right. Well, Tony went. I was debating going Tony there because Andy Reid said today that Tony is playing week 1. That is the word. We're getting a running back here. I'm going Charbonnet. You've been seeing Daniel Jones just like randomly go high. You can also tell this guy probably doesn't know what the hell he's doing because Josh Allen has a week 13 bye and so does Daniel Jones. He's just rocking the naked Daniel Jones. What's up with Pacheco's ADP? Big upside and good offense, right? Yeah, I think he's fine to draft. He opened with an ADP in the like 6th round, which to me was one of the biggest fades out there. In the 90s, I've started mixing them a little bit. I think it's just concern about like it's going to be him, it's going to be McKinnon, it's going to be CEH. Yeah, I've been mixing in Judy in the 70s and 80s. Don't love CEH, but he's so free. Interesting running back for this year. Yeah, the biggest thing for CEH is that reportedly, I believe, like he had gallbladder surgery or something. And so he showed up to camp looking very small. And this is another case of where, all right, alpha tight end team, Kirk doesn't stack, Geno doesn't stack. I would have taken another tight end. How many people are building an alpha tight end team? Not many. My quarterback room is not going to be good, but might not matter. Might not matter. I don't do this a lot. I do like to build some absolutely alpha tight end groups, though. Yeah, so this is another case where like we as fantasy players do not have the info we think we're going to get. And as much as, like I've not drafted a lot of CEH, but if he returns and is actually like good, that shouldn't be the most surprising thing in the world, where had the surgery, played through it, was like significantly underweight, got a full offseason to recover, and now returns. So, but yeah, I mean, Pacheco could totally smash in 10 to 15 touchdowns. Do I like Tony more than Bateman if I already have Andrews? Tony is a guy who I started to warm to a couple weeks ago, started mixing him in the high stakes, started drafting him a little bit in here. I've always liked the talent. I don't like that he's fighting with fans on Twitter and such. Wasn't that surgery 2 years ago? Yeah, but I think it was, or was it 2 off seasons ago? I could be wrong. I don't know. Anyways, like maybe it took him a while to recover from that, is the point, Kyle. I thought it was last off season though. Yeah, but the point would be that if it happened last year, he rushed back to play last year, and that's why he sucked last year. Yeah, I was a 0% Tony in the 6th round. I thought he was like the worst pick on the board. But I don't know. Could totally smash. In this range of wide receivers, Burks, Tony, Bateman, that is like the last group you feel good about. All right, well, we're going to take Geno here to stack with Charbonnet, who in theory is the pass catching back. Also, there will be some iterations where the Seahawks spread the ball around a little bit more, where it's like DK gets some and Lockett gets some and JSN gets some. So possible you might not need a pass catcher from Geno. And some weird things can happen. Geno to Zach Charbonnet for a touchdown in week 17, and we're live. It's nice to get Geno too when, it's a value. At least he stacks a little bit. Just a kind of a bet on a good offense. Yeah, surgery was last offseason, but could be the reason he sucked last year. Exactly what I'm saying. Kyle's saying I have a lot less player takes on running backs. Feels like an opportunity-based position, which happens kind of randomly, especially for the non-elites. Yeah, I mean, this plays out in my exposures a little bit. I definitely have player takes on running backs at the top of the draft. As it gets cheaper, I'm kind of with you. Similar with tight end, where tight end is really like who falls in the end zone in a given week. But yeah, my wide receivers is more of a skill-based position. So that's where you'll see really high exposures and really hard fades by me. Running back is a little bit smoother, but it's also like I'm player taking running backs to some degree. And I'm wrong all the time, you know? Historically, I've not been a huge advance rate guy, but I don't know. The way things are breaking this year for my portfolio, I might advance a lot of teams. Never wrong, just early. I mean, dude, if you look at some of my exposures in past years, those guys have risen in cost. You know, I had 60% Gabe Davis the year before he was a 3-4 pick. All right, I don't love the value on the wideouts here. So we're going to try this. We're going to take Damian Harris, where, I don't know, I've been kind of drafting Damian Harris as he falls, as he rises. It's a little worrisome where if something happened to James Cook, Latavius Murray, in some ways, is a more seamless fit where he's just more of a pass catching threat. And Joe Buscaglia of The Athletic, Bills guy, Bills reporter, has said that Latavius Murray's a better fit. I'm kind of just IKB, I know better in it, and saying, you know what? Damian Harris is 26 and not 34 or whatever Lat Murray is, and is a talented runner. It's also just a bet on literally most of the Bills' offense. And getting that running back wide receiver correlation is nice for negative and positive reasons. You know, because like ideal for this team is Damian Harris punches one in from the ground, and one of the pass catchers either catches two or two of them catches one, something like that. Also, Damian Harris revenge game against the Patriots week 17. Don't we think the Bills are going to try to get Damian his? Just getting in, recap. The team is a weird one. Geno, Pollard, Gibbs, Charbonnet, Damian Harris, Diggs, Mike Williams, Gabe Davis, Cortland Sutton, Waller, Goddard, Kincaid. And we crossed 3,000 subscribers, lucky. Who's my best ADP riser this year? Kincaid? Probably Jalen Warren and Tank Bigsby. JT in the 8th. I think it's fine to take a shot there, man. Cup went in the 3rd round last night to Wattweiler. All my teams are dead. Sorry, brother. I'm going to go Mingo here. Thoughts on Miles Sanders? I mean, Miles Sanders could pay off significant value at the 6-7 and 7-8 turn. So he's a guy I mix in there. Yeah, I've been fading Latavius Murray for years, so if he gets me, he gets me. DK doesn't count, Ben. Paul saying, I just don't buy into Bigsby just because ETN was a first rounder, I think, drafted, and that's T-Law's guy. I don't know, man. I think that Bigsby could be like a 40% snap share guy, and that doesn't mean I don't like ETN. I think ETN is like the breakaway runner, probably got the first shot at goal line. Sup, Olaf. Go Bills. Got a huge Mingo bag there, so much opportunity. Yeah, man, I'm just plugging my ears about Adam Thielen. Like, I understand he looked good in the preseason. He played in the slot, but it's a long season. Mingo, second round rookie. 32% MVS too much? No, man, I think MVS could have a great year. I think he ran cold on touchdowns. So I was going to go like Jordan Love here and set up like a Jaden Reed stack. Sam Howell makes a lot of sense on this team. Don't need a pass catcher with Sam. He's going to run the ball. He's a guy who I've been on since the jump. He used to go undrafted in some drafts. It's not crazy that he went from an 18th round pick to a 14th round pick. He's even higher in DK land. So, like him a lot. And I think with Hal, I could stop at 2 QBs if I want. I'm probably not going to. Probably going to go third QB, maybe even a fifth running back and finish it out with 2 wide receivers. So something like a 3-5-7-3. Or I could do a 3-4-8-3. But probably want the fifth running back. And just going to count on the talent of like Diggs, Williams, Davis hitting the lineup most weeks. Add 2 darts, boom. ME Sports Fan 101 says MVS is a great pick this year. Yeah, man, his price varies wildly on sites. Charbs and Bigsby are similar bets. I think Charb is a clearly better bet than Bigsby, where, I mean, logically, it makes sense if you have a boom bust runner in Ken Walker, if they might just take the guy who takes the yards for them. Charbonnet also got more draft capital. We know their coach likes to establish it on the ground. Super Bowl prediction. Bills versus Eagles. And that's going to be so effing fun if we get that. I'm stoked because the Bills play the Eagles this year. It's going to be a fun game, man. Am I saving the last BBM for Thursday? Chris, man, it will fill before Thursday, so definitely not. Probably just going to draft it randomly one night. Don't think I'll stream my last one. Sorry. I gave you guys 148. I gave you guys 149. All right. DPJ is just drawing live to be an absolute smash. I mean, the dude could have 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. I mean, the AFC is obviously a lot more tougher than the NFC still. Legit teams in the AFC to me are Bills, Chargers, Bengals, Ravens, Chiefs, Jaguars. And then you got like the Dolphins and the Jets who could make some noise if things break right for them. In the NFC, it's like you got the Eagles, you got the 49ers, you got the Cowboys, Giants, like who's left? Who can make some noise that's left? Kyle's saying, I like DPJ, but isn't he fourth in targets behind Cooper, Moore, and Njoku? Well, DPJ's targets in theory will be down the field. Also, Cooper is the guy, like, maybe you're right. Maybe Cooper or maybe DPJ is fourth in targets. Or maybe Moore is fourth in targets / Njoku, Because DPJ could be the second in targets. And something I think that's very possible is you could see something like DPJ on the outside, Cedric Tillman on the outside if they want to get Cedric Tillman involved, and Amari Cooper in the slot. And who's that bad for? That's bad for Elijah Moore. Now, if they just go to DPJ also has more downside than some players because if they just say, hey, we're playing Cedric Tillman over you, well, that's really bad for DPJ. The Seahawks are a team in the NFC too, but like I like Geno, but come on, guys. Bryce Young as our third QB to stack with Mingo seems to make some sense. With this group of 6, I feel comfortable stopping at 7. Allowing me to get that 5th running back. Have I done any uncorrelated teams? I have a couple teams with like unstacked QBs just because like I was drafting with donkeys who were just, hoarding quarterbacks. Didn't they say Tillman was a direct replacement for DPJ? I don't know, man. Like as in this year or future years? DPJ's been getting some use in the offseason. Yeah, Jeff Wilson's on the IR, man, but reportedly should be fine. Week 5, week 6, something like that. Is there anyone you wish you had more exposure to? Not really. Is what it is, man. We'll see how the cookie crumbles. What Giants wide receiver you feel is going to be the guy? That's a tough one, Michael. I draft a lot of Darius Slayton, who realistically might just be their wide receiver 1. I also like Isaiah Hodgins a lot, although I've drafted him a little bit less recently. And then, like, is it going to be shocking if their 3rd-round rookie Hyatt just goes nuclear? No. So those are the 3. And then obviously, like, Waller is probably just going to be their leading wideout as long as he's healthy. Flag footballer, man. Don't keep it a secret. Just think that as I get bigger, my content will get better, I'll hire someone to help me run the channel. Yada, yada, yada. We're going to go Sean Tucker. Wasn't being drafted earlier in the offseason. Kind of a fun 5th running back. It's just a bet against Rachaad White. If he didn't have the injury concerns, would have been drafted around like the 3rd round in the real NFL draft. I also like Kyron quite a bit. He's kind of like a James Whitey type. Finish this bad boy up with one more wide receiver and get out of here. Yeah, that's the thing is Wandale could come in too. I don't know, man. The Giants. Yeah, Slayton's another guy who probably just ran a little cold on touchdowns. And again, if not enough people think about like the meta of the NFL, if cover 2 is not run as much this year, then we could see a rejuvenation to like guys like MVS, Slayton, DPJ, Rashid Shaheed, etc. Kyle, man. Eventually. I think one video I might do is I might run a mile every day for a month and see how fast we can get my time going. What's my favorite Kansas City wide receiver? MVS at cost. But, you know, he's probably not going to be the biggest smash. Biggest upside bet's probably Tony to me. Is MDW Mother's Day weekend? Or was this a miss hit on Labor Day weekend? How much do you bench? Not a lot, man. I got really long arms. I'm like 5'11", but I have like a 6'3" wingspan, which the longer your arms are, the harder it is to bench. I have more pulling power. Memorial, thanks, Chris. All right. One more wide out here. Today, we're going to Atwell, who probably should be drafted a lot more if Cooper Kupp's injury is a serious thing. I also think he has the lead on the third wide receiver job as is. Team did not play him this preseason. So finishes us up with a 3-5-7-3. Geno, Sam Howell, Bryce Young, Tony Pollard, Jahmyr Gibbs, Zach Charbonnet, Damian Harris, Sean Tucker, Stephon Diggs, Mike Williams, Gabe Davis, Cortland Sutton, Jonathan Mingo, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Tutu Atwell, Darren Waller, Dallas Goedert, Kincaid. So bit of a unique build with this bully tight end, alpha tight end, whatever you want to call it. 2 anchor running backs in Pollard and Gibbs, 2 mid-range running backs in Charbonnet and Damian Harris, an upside flyer in Sean Tucker. Quarterback room solid. Geno not stacked, which is not ideal, but is what it is. Sam Howell's not stacked at all, is what it is. Bryce Young is stacked to Jonathan Mingo. Wide receiver room is going to be anchored by Diggs, Williams, Gabe Davis. Cortland Sutton's going to give me some weeks. Mingo's going to give me some weeks. DPJ is going to give me some weeks. Atwell's going to get in there. And then, yeah, hopefully beating the room at tight end. I have unicorn leverages for deadlifting. Maybe, man. I don't know. I'm a little bit more of like a functional exercise person where it's like the bench press is one of the least functional exercises out there if you think about it. Like how many times in your life do you need to actually press something off your chest? You know? Like if a car falls on you, like that doesn't happen that often. So that is 149 for us, guys. Let's name this bad boy. 149, 9.3, streamed. Oop, fat fingered that. 149, 9.3, streamed. 3.573. First five numbers, 1 through 149. We'll look at those BBM4 teams, and we'll get out of here for today so we can all enjoy our weekend. Again, first 5 numbers, 1 through 149. Hit me with it. We'll look at one of my previously drafted BBM4 teams, and we'll get out of here. 132. This is number 1. Was drafted on August 25th, a 2.484. Purdy and Prescott. Jacobs, back when you could get Jacobs at the 3-4 turn, feels nice. ETN, Walker, Sanders. So holding it down with a hyper fragile for RB build. CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Ayuk, Pittman, Burks, Marvin Mims, Juju, and Mingo. Feels like a great wide receiver room. Lamb to go with Dak, Ayuk to go with Purdy. Then Dawson Knox, Hunter Henry, Michael Mayer, and K. Dotton at tight end. A Frankenstein tight end room, just need one of them to fall into the end zone. Like this team quite a bit, honestly. 44 is our second one. This one was This was streamed on May 12th. You can go back and watch it. It's a Burrow Prescott team with Pollard, Henry, Damian Harris, Jeff Wilson, Tajay Spears, Jerome Ford, Jamar Chase, Keenan Allen, back when Keenan Allen was cheap, Tyler Lockett, Michael Thomas, Nico Collins, Michael Gallup, Deontay Hardy, Charlie Jones. Look at me, man. Drafting Deontay Hardy back in May 12th. Charlie Jones could get in the mix there. A low-owned guy. Was drafted to kind of be Tyler Boyd's replacement. Darren Waller, Dalton Schultz finishes out the tight end room back when Waller was cheap. 69 by Chris here for number 3. This was drafted on July 13th. It's a Josh Allen Richardson team with Swift, Connor, Robinson, Jeff Wilson, Chase Brown, Pierre Strong at running back. So Pierre Strong, Chase Brown, both could be zeros. Jeff Wilson's not playing to start the year. So Swift, Connor, and Robinson at running back. Not ideal, but could be fine enough. Diggs, Keenan, Mike Williams, Godwin, Mooney, Rice, Hodgins. Ho-hum wide receiver room. Hawkinson, Kincaid, and Taysom Hill at tight end. Georgia 007 hit us with a 21 for number 3. This is a drafted on May 1st. Trevor Lawrence and Derek Carr at QB. Eckler, Barkley, Charbonnet, Gibbs, Dillon, and Gibson back when he was cheap. This is when I pumped my Gibson bags. Ridley back when he was cheap. Debo, Hollywood, Jameson Williams. He's cheaper now. Quentin Johnston, Tyler Boyd, Rashid Shaheed, Tyquan Thornton, probably a 0, at least to start the year. Taysom, Laporta, Schoonmaker at tight end. It's an iffy room, some nice values plus some weird players. 69 we already did. 5 by Christian for number 4. This was a launch day. We looked at this one yesterday, so we're going to do a different one. Kyle was 17. 2673 with Watson and Goff. ETN, Pierce, Warren, Miller, Chase Brown, Jerome Ford. Questionable running back room. Pierce and ETN might be able to hold it down, though. Tyreek and Amon-Ra, that's a nice combo. Debo, Gabe Davis, Tyler Boyd, DPJ, Deontay Hardy, drafted back in April 30th. Look at me. George Kittle, Njoku, Laporta, really fun tight end room. So as long as this one gets running back points, feels nice. 59 for is number 5 or number 4? We'll call it 4. 59, 522. A 4 quarterback team with Carr, Trey Lance, which is a 0. Bryce Young and CJ Stroud in the 17th and 18th round. So at least it has Carr, Bryce, and Stroud. Pollard, Chubb, Dobbins, Penny, Harris at running back. Debo Thomas, Quinn Johnson, Mingo, Nico Collins, MBS Hodgins. A very light wide receiver room. We'll see if it works. Hawkinson at Kittle, Bully tight end. 101, we'll call it. This is either bonus 1 or whatever. 101 was drafted on August 9th. Tua, Geno, Goff, fun QB room. Pierce anchor with Dylan, Warren, Zamir White, Tajay Spears, and Kyron Williams. Diggs, Waddle, Metcalf, Mike Williams, Christian Kirk, Jordan Addison. Loaded wideout room. Higbee, Taysom Hill, and Musgrave back when he was cheap. I like this team quite a bit. We got Tua to Waddle. We got Geno to Metcalf. We got Goff to Goff's just on the team. Maybe I was trying to set up a stack to Laporta. Maybe I was just taking the discount, wanted a third QB. Don't know, but he's on the team. All right, guys. That is what we got today. Really appreciate everyone for stopping by, hanging out for the Road to 3000 party. It was fun. We'll be back maybe with the stream tomorrow, tonight, something like that. Don't think I'm going to stream my 149th BBM4, but looks like one of mine got canceled actually. Oh no, it just didn't catch up because it said 148. It's at 149. So that's what we got. All right, one last flute, the good vibes flute for all of us to have an absolute great weekend. Peace. Enjoy your weekend.